Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. I am Mage 1011 and today we are playing some more Final Fantasy XIV. Post Endwalker MSQ and side stories. So to start off we are going to be doing some unlocking some alliance raids as well as flight in this map, because dear god I need flight. And I have no frickin' way to fly. To the south, okay, that means it's all the way probably down here. So we're gonna start off by... No, there's a teleport there. There we go. Right here. And we're going to... Yep, it's all the way down there. So given that that is all the way down there, and probably in this area, let's, dear god, I probably should have attuned to the Aether Currents before I decided to start the stream, but whatever. Nope, there's no way down there. So let's go over here to the teleporter. I probably should have unlocked teleportation, or not teleportation, light off screen, but I didn't. And given that it's pointing me down here, directly south from the teleporter up here, to the east, I know that is the east, but yep, it's right here. Still to the west. West. Still west. West. To the west. Should be coming upon it any moment now. Northwest. into that. Far to the east, okay. I'm guessing it's somewhere around here. Yep, to the east even more. Oh, for feck's sake. There we go. Looks like it's up there. I did not mean to dismount. Southeast. Okay, is it not up? Oh, there it is. There we go. How many more tunables do we have? No aether currents to be discovered. That means I can do the aether current quests. There should be how many? There should be 4 of them. I'm guessing this one right here. Touring Anagnorisis, Part 1. Sokol regards you with a pointed interest. Welcome, friend, to Anagnorius. I'm Sokols. Sokolos? I manage the region under the authority of Chief Hermes and the head overseer of elves. And you are, oh, how unusual. A soul bearing familiar. A familiar must have a mission. Yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purpose of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case, you need only mention my name to Charmian, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. Ah, yes, 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 I can do... What can I do for you? Mage, is it? And Overseer Sokol wishes me to act as your guide? Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the Overseer chose to send you to me, of all people. Oh! Wait, what? Dunbrine, Dunbrine, thank you for the raid! Welcome, everyone. We are doing some Final Fantasy XIV side stories, and later we will be doing MSQ. Hold on. There you go, shouting out Dunbrine. Go and follow him if anyone here is not following him. And welcome, everyone. Surely there are others, more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive and that this grumbling is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facility to the best of my ability. After all, it's not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment if you like. Let us begin then. Rather than have me lecture you as we walk around, I think observing firsthand what we do here is in Agnorius would prove more beneficial. I will point you in the right direction, and you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once you've completed the circuit, we can return. We can return and to oversee Sulcal. And she is now following us. Thank you for the lurk, Dunbrine. And thank you very much for the raid. Is my avatar actually working? Testing, yep, it's working. Sometimes things break. Nicias. Carmian. Oh, and who is your friend? That seems familiar. Why you appear so astute and brilliant, belligerent in your thinking. I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensations. Once the subjects are properly registered and as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I am responsible for overseeing and evaluating their potential capabilities. Oh, but of course, if Azim might grant us permission, then you could be here for a few years while I analyze it. And on that note, we must really be moving along. Step lively, Wolf Mage. Yeah, we're quickly doing the quest to unlock flight in this map. Because, dear God, I hate having to walk around. I hate having to walk around everywhere. Who do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure. Yes, I'm accompanying Wolfmage here on a tour of Anagorius at the behest of the Overseer. A tour. Feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping your distance from the larger creatures. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on the other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. While I'm sure you are quite capable of defending yourself, no one appreciates a surprise tusk through the abdomen, eh? Thank you for the warning. We will proceed with due caution. Yes, there used to be a lot more aether currents in each area. I noticed this. Let's see. There used to be like 10 in each area. Now there's only 4 attunable aether currents. This was also the case before Endwalker came out for these areas in Shadowbringers. I think that's what they're doing. They're dropping the requirements for older expansions and keeping the requirements for newer ones. Oh no, it wasn't. It was not optional if you want flight. You have to follow him still. I had to do it yesterday. Or the other day. You mean the one in Goromald? Yeah, I had to follow him. Actually, this quest is perfect for leveling my Pictomancer, because it sinks down. I'm dressed up as a Tomberry as my Pictomancer. Because Tomberry. Hello, Carmian. Was there something? The Overseer asked me to give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do that was to show him what we do here firsthand. Thankfully, due to the update, those kind of quests are a lot easier. You can tell when they're looking at you. And it gives them a radius around them when you're getting a little too close. To let you know to back the fuck off. I see. Well, as my work is rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I merely preside over the plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious, perhaps, but yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering the entire habitat, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence on the local wildlife. Was that the sort of thing you wish to know? Yes, that's perfect. Thank you. I think we've covered the main areas of interest. That's all that's left now is to speak with the overseer. Oh, that's good. Hopefully you enjoyed On Trail. Also, I'm enjoying Pictomancer. Also, Pictomancer's dash ability gives a sprint afterwards at higher levels. So you smudge and you get a 5-second sprint on a 20-second cooldown. Oh, good thing keyboard is completely compatible with PS4 version. Ah, I see you've completed your tour. Almost. We've spoke with those in charge of various facets of Anagorius, but I thought it would be fitting to end the visit where it began, with you, Overseer Sokol. I see. And what is your impression of the work we do here? It requires equal levels passion and patience. I'm glad we could help further your worldly education. And I'm glad to see you enjoyed the experience. At least I hope you did. You're truly a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive and cognitive faculties. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something. One moment, someone's at my door. I got called away to be nagged at, basically. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. You have an interesting presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second the invitation. This invitation. In the long years I have resided here, never have I encountered such a unique entity, and one of Azim's no less. And we have unlocked one ether current. And we'll continue that questline later. So, what the? Why is the Norvrand map open in Amarang? Let's see, we want World Unsundered. Okay. There don't appear to be any more blue quests here. We're looking for 3 more. There's 1 there. And 2 there. Okay. And our main quest is up over here with this Aetherite. So we'll do the one down here first. Let's see. You and the Ioleros? Him, Theo, side, is side, at Hippotheo's side is a familiar creature. My, what a familiar essence you have. Like that of a familiar, if you're familiar with a concept. With the concept. Oh, just my little joke. Wolf Mage, was it? I'm Hippotheo. Mew mew. Yes, we're getting to that. Wolf Mage, say hello to our say hello to our familiar friend here. She's an Alurios. The Alurios is one of our newest creations, highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. At the first sign of danger, they'll sound the alarm, by which I mean mew loudly. Though we do our best to observe all of our creatures, Elpis is simply too large to maintain a constant veil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means to detect conflict between creatures is in order. Thus I have taken the Alurios under my wing to further develop her capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This morning we are testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Simply tell her that her task is begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects once you've found them. We can't have beasts running amok. Mew mew! Follow the Alurios and try not to fall behind. Mew mew! The Alurios alerts you to two nearby creatures that are facing one another down and looks at you expectantly. I'm gonna bring out my Chocobo. Eat that. Oh. There we go. Merp. I just realized that my hammer time macro doesn't actually have the skill on it. Oops. Now let's try hammer time. Huh. Ah, I put the wrong letters. Not SC, it's AC. And I died because I was fooling around. to go talk to the Ghillie kitten person. She seems quite content, but in the name of science, what were the results? As I expected, well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, both both of you. It's a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and a bell too. But against it's against protocol, I'm afraid. The Alluri are enhanced with theirs at birth, so they are able to acclimate properly. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise to. However, in fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? So now we go up to here. I'm gonna go get some water. Dook, 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 dook. I have returned. I am no longer dying. Maria. Mara. An expected guest. Mara appears to be mildly perturbed. Well, this is a pickle. Whatever am I to... Please tell me you're here to deliver a message from Kalyan. Are you... You are a familiar, yes? Azim's familiar. Oh, I do not like... Oh, I do like the name Wolf Mage. But if you belong to Azim, then what has become of our visitor from Emirat? He was meant to arrive some time ago. Our wildlife subjects are accustomed to the presence of long-term observers, but when someone from outside of Elpis comes to visit, the reactions can be somewhat unpredictable and occasionally violent. Would you be kind as to track down Cleon? See that's no harm has befallen him. Visitors don't wear masks, so he should be easy to spot. If you do happen to find him, in the place, in the process of being mold. You have my permission to terminate the offending subject. Safety first. Let's see, where is this? Oh yeah, I forgot to turn this in. Oh wait, that's the... Okay, that's where that is. I'm also gonna need to get some more Chocobo feed eventually. Helion? Leon? Thank you for taking the initiative. I wasn't sure about the eloquent of etiquette of destroying a creature under observation. I am Cleon, recently arrived from Amarant. I assume Mara sent you to fetch me? I see. Well, we have we had best keep our, we had best not keep her waiting any longer. I fear will avoid I fear I will avoid upsetting any more of the local inhabitants. We quickly fast travel back here. I want to change what the robe and leg wings look like. Now re-equip these. Dye this. There we go. And we need to go this way. Actually, I... There we go. Cleone? This is Maria, yes? Well, Mage, thank you for seeing to the safety of our guest. Indeed, my hesitancy to act would have ended probably poorly had your messenger not been there to shield me. I am certainly glad that he was. Now, shall we proceed to the business of the day? I believe you had some concerns regarding your personal creations. Yes, as embarrassing as it is to admit, I was worried that the concept I registered with the Bureau of the Architect may not be fit for release into the wild. Oh, you needn't feel embarrassed. You wouldn't be the first visitor we've had who expressed difficulty in helping their children live in the nest. We can look in on them right now if you like. I should like that very much, but I do have one request. When you swooped in to rescue me from that beast, I was treated to an impressive display of battle prowess. In an in an an entity with your strength and instinct would be the perfect candidate for evaluating the worth of my modest creation. I must insist that you join us. What a fascinating notion. Yes, I quite agree with your assessment. Then we are all good to going together? Whenever you're ready, Wolfmage. And we'll continue that later. And we have how many more travel quests? We have one more to do before we start the actual storylines. And it appears to be down here. Then I will have flight. academia student. The perks of being a lost flower. The academia student wears an expression of concern as she scans the horizon. You're a visitor too, aren't you? Perhaps you might be willing to help me, then. I, do you happen to be... Did you happen to see a blue-haired woman in the area? She shouldn't have been been wearing a mask. I see. She and I are students of Academia Niter, and we had intended to spend our downtime visiting Elpis together. We were just on our way when we realized she forgot something back in Anagorius, so she ran back, and that was the last I saw of her. She can be a bit, how should I put it, scatterbrained? She, so she may well have simply got lost on her way back. I should rather not search for her myself. For what if she came back while I'm away? So if it isn't too much trouble, perhaps you would be so kind as to look for her? Like us, she won't be able to wear a mask, and so should stand out a touch. You'll find her in the area of Polymit's notes, in all likelihood. If you do come across her, could you help her out a bit? She she makes it back. And that means it's this way, given that our quest is that way. Need to take... Oh, for fudge's sake, sits down there. Smudge. So not counting the time that you're actually sprinting from Smudge, it has a 15-second cooldown. Blue-haired student. Yes, can I help you? Oh wait, do you need direction somewhere? Not to be rude, but I beg of you. Ask someone else. I happen to be lost myself. What was that? A woman asked you to come and find me. That would be my friend, no doubt. How embarrassing. I had hoped to keep this hopelessly directionless side of myself under wraps. I feel terrible leaving her like that, but I'd clean forgotten a task from one pro- of my professors, and I rushed to collect the item I was asked for, which I found thankfully, and got rather turned around when attempting to return. But don't you worry about me. I'll be just fine on my way on my own. Right now now if I'm right, when then following this road east would lead to the teleporter, I think. I know. You have business with your friend. You have business. I have business with your friend anyway. I can escort you. You mean it, truly? Well, well, that is. I mean, if you're heading that direction anyway, I don't see why I shouldn't tag along. No, oh no, please, after you. If I'm able to get as far as the teleporter that connects the pylon, Palton Oaks, I should be able to make the remainder of the trip on my own. Now then, would would you mind? Luckily, you can actually mount during these and not lose where you need to go. There we go. Blue-haired student. What a relief it is to see a familiar sight. I should be alright without you now. After all, it's just a straight shot from here to Pelion Oaks. Goodness, the earful I'm going to get from my friend. I've kept her waiting for far too long. Will, well, I really should hurry. She is owed an explanation and a heartfelt apology. Do you do come see us though? I would like to thank you properly. I should have been upfront with my friend. I simply told her why I went back. My my blasted pride is so often gets in the way. Thank you for helping her for your help. Thank you for your help. Truth be told, when my friend first dashed off, I had assumed it was because she forgot an assignment from Mitron. Lo and behold, I was right. We are studying at the wards of Mitron in Academia Nider, learning all we can about the engineering of aquatic life forms that from that self-same master. Honestly, though, I have no idea why Mitron would ask me to procure a flower of all things, and one that's still undergoing testing in Elpis. It's very beautiful, yes, but what has it to do with intellect? In, ecology? Well, nothing. But that's the good point. That's a good. But that's the good point. Surely, I must be it must be intended to present one meant for log relief. Matron is helplessly enamored with, as we all well know. We do. This is certainly news to me, though now that you mention it, I suppose I have seen sparks between them. I wonder why I never noticed before. That settles this. We need to hurry back and bring an in-depth observation of their romantic entanglement. I can't believe I've wasted all this valuable research time lost among the trees. And I would have wasted even more if not for you, good sir. Now that my friend and I are together again, we can get back to the Academia and deliver the flower to Mitron before it wilts. Before we rush off a reward, you certainly deserve it. And we can now fly in Elpis. And we need to switch to... We need to switch to Reaper. However, we're gonna change the glamour. Oh, can't wall mount it. There we go. We are Tonberry now. We are the Reaper. Oh, I just realized that it replaces your tail. The clothing replaces your tail with the fish tail from the Tonberry. It covers up your tail. Anywho, we are going to head out and head over to our next quest. and talk to Themis. Hello there, Burb. Or Hippogriff. You wanna fight? Nope. Okay. Themis? Ah, I need not expect... I did not expect to meet you here, of all places. You seek research of Pandemonium's creations? Master Themis has just finished pursuing that very same. I should not be surprised that we both arrived at the same conclusion. Luckily, I have saved you the trouble of gleaning what information, and you the trouble and gleaned what information I could. Ah, so you know each other. I was dreading having to once again scour the archives, but perhaps instead rest. I'll rest for a spell. If nothing else, I shall take my leave. As should we, for I have undone the warding sigil blocking the entrance to Absissos. Abyssos. I came here merely to chase an idle suspicion while I awaited your return. Fortunately, while Pandemonium's protective wards continue to be assaulted by our unknown foe, there have been no fluctuations so great as to make me doubt Ericthonius' capability to keep watch over Asphaldios while I'm away. He works diligently to master interment that he might deliver the creations back to their cages by his own hand. I thought it best to give him time to hone his craft. And since fate has brought us both here, I would ask you to accompany me while I attend to another matter, more idle suspicion that I would like to chase down. Rest assured, it shall not take long. I simply have a few questions to ask an acquaintance of mine. Come, he has agreed to meet us near the noose to Pandemonium. I am so glad I did all the teleportation or all the aether currents before doing this, because that noose is so far out of the fucking way. Look, there's no teleporter near it. Hold on a tick. I'm gonna quickly switch to Astro and go to Powers. Does Astro get a new... Okay. Go back to Reaper. I have, as I have preferred to to ponder our expedition into Pandemonium, I could not help but be mis- mystified by how strongly the warders we encounter felt for La Habrea, whether it be for good or ill. Hephaestus and Erchthonius were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, and while the latter looked to his father with ballad hatred. I would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this, but such extreme emotions towards a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I feel gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we are all equal in the larger picture of the star. We view this view is not unique to myself. It is more or less accepted as the way of things. By contrast, the researchers of Pandemonium seem to view La Habrea with a feeling of a feeling approaching obsession, whether driven by love or hate. They have all been drawn to him. There were many other aspects of the facilities per, er, peculiar I found particulars I found troubling besides. I detected I decided it best course the best course of action to go into straight to the source and pose my question to a member of the warders of La Habrea. My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandemonium and wish to know of its origins. Indeed, in particular, I wish to know why exactly Pandemonium was built directly under Elpis. The facility is overseen by the wards of La Habrea. After all, why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in the day-to-day operations? At first I thought it to be simply a matter of convenience. Those creations which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis could be, be easily ushered into their new home. Imagine my surprise when a, trap, a trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the wards of La Habrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited, information, I cannot but feel that the Academia Niter would have been a more fitting location. What does Elpis have that cannot be found there? There These are fitting questions, and ones we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. When first it was built, circumstances weren't as they are now. As you surmised, the majority of the creations kept within Pandemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet, as the years passed, in, inserts changes, in, interests change, failures in creations deemed to flawed, even to stumble into Elpis's proximity draw the attention of Pandemonium's researchers. That is quite the change, and in fact, it almost runs counter to the facility's original purpose. Who is it that decided which creation decides which creations will be subject to research? Master Lahabrea. Such authority is reserved for the chief key warden, and he has taken it upon himself to step into that role. So if Pandemonium's re so if Pandemonium's resources were being misused, it would be under La Habrea's authority, correct? I know not what you're suggesting, but the key wardens also hold the same sway within the facility. Not even Master La Habrea would be free from their security. They are duty bound to respect any to respect I can't read that word as soon as possible. Though I admit, as of late, their communications have been somewhat sporadic, we have but recently received a report from one of the key wardens stating that all is well within Pandemonium's halls. Really? Are you certain that a key warden sent it? Yes, of course. Our communications suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you that the wards did their due diligence in confronting the identity of the sender. Thank you. This information will be helpful in my investigation. That will be all for my prying. Then I shall take my leave. While you are yet permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warder's work is delicate, and it would be remiss to disturb them for longer than is necessary. All is well. A blatant lie, and two that we can both attest. One of the remaining key wardens is most certainly in league with the party behind this. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversary sent that report, but 'tis plain that we must return to Pandemonium with haste. And we're going to find our way to Pandemonium. So, sweet bear, foul and fair, every secret, every odyssey, answers unfold One with the truth defined. I cannot guess as to why this false report has arisen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more keyboard in to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand, and we would be remiss to leave Ericthonius at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him. Not quite. I've traced the sigils countless times, yet still I lack the strength to maintain the spell. And now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. Wait, who goes there? There's something to be admired in such a single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. You allow this familiar to catch you unawares. You set your sights so high as to forget you walk upon the earth. I know this creature, a familiar of the Phoenix, but that monster is locked away. That it is, in spite of the trouble I went into in freeing it, I might add, begrudged me begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting manner, if you must, but with control of Asphaldios wrest from my grasp, 'tis simply the best I can offer you. Hide if you will, but mark my words, I will find you, and make you pay for the chaos you've sown. Now, there's no need for such hostility. A calm heart stays the course. The wisdom of La Habre, your father. And how would you know what wisdom he speaks? I have heard those words many times, the scoldings of a tutor whose student struggled to grasp the most rudimentary lesson, seething with disgust. No, I have not told you that. I have not told that to anyone, not even Keywarden Hephaestus. That only that could only mean one thing. That you still insist on mocking me. Stop this farce, La Habrea. At last, you move to keep up. Pity that you remain behind nevertheless. What? As ever you are Always you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate denied deigned to offer no escape, you remain here. You to offer an escape. You remain here. You are bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. But you need not despair. Dull though you may be, you are yet in, indispensable to Pandemonium's greatest experiment. There's there's an there's an affection there's an affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations? You shall. Take pride in that, and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled. What wish? Come, and all shall be revealed. All this rage, all this hatred is but a consequence of ignorance. Our desire aligns more than you know. What are you? An uninvited guests join our reunion. It seems fortune no longer favors you. Fortune. It seems fortune no longer favors you. Do you think I have any interest in listening to you prattle, let alone blowing to bowing to your will? I am no longer a child, and my faith lies with those who have earned it. So these are the heroes who brought Hephaestus low, even as power divided flow, even as power divine flowed through his veins. 'Tis plain there are worthier subjects to contend with. Speak with Ericthonius. Themis? Just what was that familiar after? Thank you. If you had shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what would have become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There is but one person who could hold thrall over familiar creation, and keyboard and the like. Ericthonius seems to have quite the story to tell. Perhaps we should lend an ear. Mask of the Father. Ericthonius is certain he knows the identity of Pandemonium's assailant. And so can be no doubt. And so there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind this chaos from the start. there's a lot. There's logic to that. There are flaws with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the keep, keep capacity to create demigods from man and beast, with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the convocation and the words, his his relatively minor role as chief keyword in Kimez comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as veil and mantle both. Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could not have been done by the La Habrea, I know. You have met him, yes? Do you think he is capable of this? La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. It's too early. It's still too early to be certain. It truly is a puzzle with many missing pieces. Still, I see you do not deny outright the possibility that La Habrea is a man with few scruples. That alone should be enough. But let me tell you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear to his own ambition. While he may not be one to let emotions stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe one there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Though we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seem guided by a firm understanding of what is just. There's no way to find out for certain. There's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into Pandemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery ourselves. A wise course. I would not deny the truth of if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold. Then we must move forward with no excess for caution. La Habrea or whomever is behind this has likely spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandemonium. We can safely assume that the other key wardens won't greet us with open arms. Agreed. Let us make our way through Abyssos, one careful step at a time. I shall stay with Ericthonius's by Ericthonius's side, in case our enemy thinks to target him again. Could I trouble you to take the vanguard? Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the Key Warden's magics will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scales somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight. Abyssos fourth circle. Endwalker, Abyssos, the fourth circle. We've got queue up for that. It's a 12-minute wait, and while we queue up for that, we're gonna go ahead and do MSQ. Looks like we have to talk to the engineer. And I'm going to step away really quick to use the bathroom and get something to drink. Soda with a little bit of strawberry soda syrup, from Karani Sugar Free. Nice drink. Sugar-free soda with sugar-free soda syrup. Mm. Okay. Now to head over to there. Oh, that's not where I need to go. Let's see if we can see the mammoth through here. You can't actually see the mammoth. But we're gonna talk to each of them. Zero? To have to go to such lengths to travel a single mountain. The people of this island do not have easy lives. Mammoth is an apt term for the craft. Its prodigious size made defending it difficult, but it came through unscathed. Reeptra insisted on staying behind to guard the snowcraft. He's anxious to get up that mountain, and understandably so. Tis good to see you all safe and well. The craft stands ready. I'm pleased to say our engineer friend has worked tirelessly with his zeal a match for any of my alchemists. I'm glad the engineer is safe. I'd never forgive myself if something happened to him on our account. For the sake of our friends, I pray we succeed in our mission. The Void Gate is, of course, our main objective, but if we can also find useful salvage, then all the better. There you are. Your timing couldn't be better. Thanks to Vershawn's help, I've managed to finish the repairs faster than I anticipated. The mammoth's ready for the snow once more. You can leave the piloting to me, too. It'd be my pleasure to get you to where you need to go. You're too kind, thank you. Let's be on our way then, shall we? Lapis Manalus. So it looks like we're dropping out of the duty finder for... Actually, withdraw. We're gonna add to our duty finder. And we're gonna switch classes. We're gonna switch to a healer and queue up for both. This should be a shorter queue time. Though I wanted to complete it as Reaper, I'm going to refrain from doing that for now. But we're gonna slip. But while we wait, we're going to do Aether Current quests. So what do we have? We have Labyrinthos to do. Labyrinthos. Oh, one of them is popped, and I'm in a loading screen. Lapis Vanillus. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn Solar on the fly. There we go. There we go. Oop. this to? Good. Coming from there. Holy fuck! Okay. Hey. time to place my minion right in the dead center of the field. Oh, that got me. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. All kinds of ducks. 1, 2. Meaning... There we go. Ah, fuck, I got petrified. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There we go. Oh, fuck. All kinds of... I gave him a rebind. Are they DCing? You do res in the fight. Not on purpose. Don't let them die on purpose. I'm trying to keep up with everything. Top bars by misclick. Okay, let's see what we got here.
All shall cower before the might of Archfiend Kanyetso!
Crowned King Kanyetsa. One moment, I will read chat one moment once I'm out of the dungeon.
I've been waiting so long! Don't disappoint! Brace yourselves!
Place my minion.
I bring my all to bear!
That's there, there.
Drink deep of blackest terror!
Okay, go here. Put that there.
Wonder how you'll taste. Battle does so whet the appetite.
So many water jokes.
No more games! Be swallowed by the tide! What? That's not right! How do you like this? good. A fitting finale.
Right here's fine.
Why are you still alive?
And everyone else arrives. Now let me... There we go. Let's see. Hello. Oh, that's a bot? Okay. That is a bot and needs to be bonked. That big message is a bot. Also, positively 866, I mean 868, welcome.
Tell me one thing, Cagnazzo. A dragon of our world crossed over into yours long ago, but I have felt her presence here again. What is the meaning of this?
I dare say what you felt was this.
By the sisters. You... What have you done to Ashtaya?
If you want answers, you'll have to get them from Lord Golbez. Assuming you've the strength to face him. A pity I will not see the plan to fruition, but my part is done, and to fight with the thrill of battle in my heart makes it all the more worthwhile.
No! Wait! Where is she? Where is my sister?
At long last, I go to join the great flow.
By the gates closing, there can be no doubt that he was the one who opened it.
Ashdaya. I I prayed we might meet once more.
She is likely still in the void. Take heart. We will find her yet.
So what now?
While you discuss how to proceed with your search, I would excuse myself to look around. There may be salvage that we could use at the camp.
In that case, I'll patrol the area for more voidsent.
Very well. Let us take a moment to consider our options.
John? Oh, Ffxiv. Estinian? That they should go so far as to use Ffxiv as bait. What could they be after? Why does he look so defeated? We are closer to finding his sister, are we not? So we have discovered the source of the voidsent breakout in Garlemald. A gate forced open from the void. The barrier between our worlds is especially thin here, I suspect. Elsewhere, I see little reason why Reapers... Elsewise, I see little reason why Reapers chose to live in such an inhospitable place. Even if the conditions are ideal, we are talking about a gate that could pass an arch speed. Opening one so large could not have been easy. In the Age of Alig, Emperor Zonde created an enormous portal to using a prodigious amount of aether harnessed by the Crystal Tower. In theory, a smaller feat should be possible from within the void. One need but have the requisite amount of either, such as that harbored by a great worm's eye. And its aether is indeed greatly diminished. In Wolf Mage's vision, Golbez let Archfiends feed upon Ffxiv's aether, if he has also taken an eye to open this gate. It does not bode well. No, I know. Nevertheless, we must remain hopeful and continue our search. What I find curious is why our foe chose to strike now, some 5,000 years after Ffxiv vanished into the void. And while their overarching plan remains a mystery, what exactly was Kanyetso's part in it that he had finished? Let's see. Maiming, coffer fending, coffer striking. I'll take the fending coffer. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to keep it. You may now enter Lapis Manalis with a party of NPC adventurers. Moreover, be advised that you may use you may use mounts within Lapis Manalis, but only during this quest. The eye explains how they managed to cross over, but we still don't know why they chose this time and this place for an incursion. Why does he look so defeated? We are closer to finding his sister, are we not? If Kanyaso's intent was for his parting words to give us pause, then he has succeeded. To embrace death, to find satisfaction in oblivion. Perhaps it is indeed true that many voids and yearn to return to the life stream. A dragon's resolve. Rashawn stares at the floor despondently. Oh, Ashdaya, what has become of you? That even your eyes should be so spent of ether. I cannot bear the thought of her being held captive a moment longer, but how will I find her? What must I do? Calm yourself, Ritra. I appreciate that you are upset, but such passion could cloud your judgment. You must endeavor to remain composed. When your mind is clear, we may consider how to proceed with our search. You are right. In the meantime, I will help Alphonode and Alize back at the village. Yes, I did, Eddie. That sounds like a fine idea. We should go as well. Speak with Alphonode. Also, I'm going to queue up for the next Alliance raid, or not Alliance raid. Normal raid, the 5th circle. While I do this quest. Oh yeah, I can use mounts in here. Burb. Orb. Let us take comfort in the knowledge that the Void Gate is closed, and that the people of Garlemald need fear Void Sent Hordes no longer. Oh, you've come too? Leave Reacher be. He needs time alone with his thoughts. We're to help Alphonode and Alize, are we? There's little else of interest here, so I wouldn't be opposed to the diversion. I don't see Vritra with you. Is everything alright? He needs a moment to himself. While he is indisposed, we thought we'd lend a hand. I've finished patrolling the area, so we're fine on that front. There are no signs of Void Scent, and I doubt we'll see any more now that the gate has been closed. As for Alphanode, he's set his sights on the ceruleum springs. We're hoping to take as much of the stuff as the snowcraft can bear. That much fuel would keep the people warm for a good while. We've managed to procure a few suitable containers for transporting the ceruleum, and we were about to return to the springs. If you have a mind to round up more containers, I can take what you have now and get them filled. Thank you, Estinian. The more we can load into the snowcraft, the better. Would you and Yoshtola mind helping us with our search then? We'll need to take a suitable container to the spring and then back to the snowcraft once you've filled them with ceruleum. Search for ceruleum containers. Let's see. Bottomless barrel. This is less a container and more a sleeve, given its poor condition and visible holes. Alize? This will be solid enough. Any luck finding a container? This is less a container and more a bevel, given the poor condition and visible holes. It is a welcome change to have Zero helping of her own volition. Perhaps she is finally beginning to trust us. Hole-poked barrel. This is less a container and more I can't read that word very well, given the poor condition and vertical holes. Sturdy container. Oh, I accidentally skipped dialogue. Oh well. The container appears to be well suited to repurposing. It would be a fine choice for ceruleum storage. Gonna switch over to this. Let's see, switch back to Reaper. 0? We just need to carry this liquid fire to the snowcraft. Sounds simple enough. Alright, give me a moment longer. We're gonna actually keep it on Arcanist. The container is now filled with to the brim with cerulean. If that one has been filled, you should hurry and take it to the snowcraft. Justinian has already seen to the rest. Go on ahead. The others asked that I remain in the event they find any more. Justinian? Good work, my friend. I expect we'll have a sizable load to deliver. And there's the duty finder. Oh. Give it a moment. The snowcraft is all but overflowing with cerulean containers. However, several of your comrades have yet to arrive. Perhaps a nearby village vantage point will afford you a more favorable view of their return. Oh, I don't mind it. I just have to remember where I was. Who likes carbuncles? The fifth circle. Mythic creation, Proto-Carbuncle. The good boy. Oh, I don't have my carbuncle on. Oh, fuck. Ow. Okay, so that's what I need to do. Okay, that's good to know. Ow, I keep getting hit by that. Phase 2. I'm gonna place my carbuncle right in the middle. Proto carbuncle down. are filling up my inventory. I don't need them. Actually, the end of Ambitious gear does look pretty cool. Could keep them for glamour. So this is where research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Ericthonius and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Even alone, you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, that I might observe you further. Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long. But I believe we can forego introductions, unless I have misheard you. I'm all too familiar, Paragon. A charming application, but I'm afraid I hold no such position. I am La Habrea of the Convocation of 14. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. Now this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to aether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin aether, and an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the similar result. I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ericthonius' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. Mother, you would dare hide behind her name. Listen well, Ericthonius. We are of the same mind concerning you. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Ericthonius, wait. There's a question I must needs ask first. If you truly are La Habrea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request. Themis, was it? a trifle soon forgotten as you are. I have my answer. The La Habrea I knew took pride in the convocation and would never suffer its degradation. You sully his station with this face. Themis, what are you saying? La Habrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice and when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Habrea would never call me by the name Themis. What trouble have you gotten yourself into, Elidibus? Imposter. You have no right to claim that form, that mask. What? Who? Twas a mask that thickened me to wear. The Mask of La Habrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hung on that which you any worth you may have hung on that which you so despise. Such provocations, I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Arcthonius, listen well. I am Hephaestus, Hephaestus. And it was I whom you should call father. And it is I whom you should call father. What in the name of creation? We would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order, Elidibus. Let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the La Habrea I know. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses the deception. Whatever your name is, you're still Themis to me. Such words are comforting, truly. I shall offer an explanation in time, but first, me assure you, my choices were not born of animosity. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Habrea suggested and return to the gate. We can speak there. Please help save him. I see Eliptabus has chosen to keep you odd company. Such a vexing composition of aether you possess. I don't understand. I still don't understand. As you are aware by now, I am known as Elidibus, after my dear friend Azim and I detected irregularities in Pandemonium. We decided the best course of action should be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I'm sure La Habrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Though neither Azim nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with his highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. That somewhere in the world a guiding star so similar to himself was out there, amused Azim to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in his heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I have heard stories of Mistress Fana, who held a position as in previously, journeying with a familiar much like yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robe of an advisor. If she places her absolute faith in you, I know I would be incapable of. I knew I would be in capable hands. Aware though I was of the depths you had walked, aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Direct hit rate? I admit my own grasp on what just occurred is somewhat tenuous. Doubtless La Habrea can educate matters for us. I see Elizabeth has chosen odd company. Such vexing composition of aether you possess. A keyboard and scowl. Ericthonius is resolutely avoiding his father's gaze. I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, La Habrea, and truth be told, I had hoped we never would again. But I see now that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what was that thing that called himself La Habrea? And why is he the spitting image of your younger self? If it I find it hard to believe you've only just found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandemonium. Did you think matters would simply sort themselves out? I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandemonium, including the fact that Azim and Elizabeth had taken it upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself into the situation for a time, that was. Imagine my surprise when, instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received a communication from one of the key wardens stating that research and operations were proceeding as usual. Well, Hephaestus' deception was almost childish in its simplicity. It became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. So you knew of his existence from the beginning. I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the convocation, not without good reason, at least. As you all know, the name La Habrea is but a moniker of my station. 'Tis not the name I was born with. Hephaestus has claimed that for himself. I can't fault him for it, as he is my other half, in a matter of speaking. He knows all I know, my equal in every way. Within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire. All the emotions that we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve? He is the product of an experiment gone awry, a reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seems time has a way of unearthing the shame of Weeberry. When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so? His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures warped his view of the world irreparably. And now that he has awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandemonium's protective wards, he will invite disaster unto our star. As chief keyword of Pandemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be similarly abandoned and the facility destroyed. What? You would leave the warders to their doom? 'Tis a choice befitting La Habrea. Do you disagree? You speak of duty, and ours is to guide the star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandemonium of if it exists, if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet as you can see by Eric Theronius' response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azim and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. 'Twas the only way I could truly determine the best solution. And you need not trouble yourself with that further. The chief keywarden must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elidibus, are of no consequence. Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No? You've spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, of the foes that Wolfmage has stood against. Wolfmage, is it? A being of such ether as I have ever seen. What are you? He is a guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to his stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mystic creations and returned them to themselves. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Wolfmage. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon circumstances with a vision unclouded by attachment. It's too soon to give up on the others. Brea cannot be trusted. What was that you said about being an emissary? It's too soon to give up on the others. Agreed. We still know next to nothing about Hephaestus, and I highly doubt La Habrea has been forthcoming with the truth. And we've managed to regain control of Absidios. He must be made to see that there's merit in continuing on this path. I have it. Speak in your official capacity as Elidibus, the emissary. Judge which approach is more sound, and even La Habrea would be compelled to listen. As Elidibus, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position of impartially, and my opinion as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what we have seen. Based on that alone, I trust that you'll find the best way forward. I wish we could change the past. If we do, the events of the game would have changed completely otherwise. Yeah, that would be wibbly wobbly timey wimey nonsense. Very well, then in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. At present, there are merits to both destroying Pandemonium outright in taking the time to rescue the researchers, and neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge that the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring the mystic creations we encounter along the way. You have yet to witness a Wolf Mage's might and Ericthonius' resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, and only then decide if our endeavor is futile. If such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandemonium. You needn't worry about that. We won't fail. You are bolder than I remember. And you are even more tedious than I remember. Wolfmage, come find me when you're finished. Ericthonius is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear head. Pray lend an ear to his troubles, that their weight might be lightened. Let's see, where do you go? Where do you go? Ericthonius. You do have my gratitude. Ill fit as I am to show it at the moment, without your words to sway him, Lahabrea would have carried out his plan without a second thought. When at first we realized the creations had slipped their balance, the others, keyword, did all in their power to restore order. Even though they could have chosen to escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see the facility erased from the world, and they don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. And besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold, secrets that would be buried if Pandemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words, the truth the truth of my mother. While Lahabrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident, and no one would say anymore. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not Lahabrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know at last what befell her. What do you think, Wolf Mage? Does the La Habrea you know have any regard for the lives of others, or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands? He's always a man who worked from the shadows. He once used my ally as a vessel for his own twisted ends. I have no idea what he might be thinking in this age. This age? Just how long has it been since you last met? Regardless, I'd like you to try and view him as he is now. Another opinion would be much appreciated. But 'tis plain there is more to consider. Thank you, Wolf Mage. It's easy for me to get carried away by emotions where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand. Proving to La Habrea that we are capable of saving Pandemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos. Though I'm loath to admit it, he knows how he would know more about those depths than any of us, and seeing as we require every advantage we can afford. Wolfmage, would you speak with him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities, and may deign to help at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do. Researchers of different layers seldom contact one another unless work is involved, and I know next to nothing about the keyword of Abyssos. Any morsels of information La Habrea can offer would be a boon. I think I know the perfect minion to have out right now. Aw, I can't have minions here. Despite recent developments, our plans remain unchanged. Pray call me Themis for the time being. It shall put us all in the correct mindset. And in fact, I may be coming to prefer that name. No, she is the last raid in this series. Ericthonius appears to have a deep trust in you. And Elidibus tells me you share some relation to Azim. Your unusual aether does not mark you as a familiar. It is unlike anything I have seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. To think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hands, Azim never ceases to surprise. The provision, the previous Azim was much the same. In taking the entirety of the Sahara into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that are more logical mind that a more logical mind would have discarded. This made her act in her own selfish interest more often than not. Just as you and Elizabeth have conducted yourselves in this manner, the true danger of Azim's nature is a tendency to infect all those he comes into contact with. Ffxiv said much the same. Trust that I shall do not, that would violate my duty. And yet you so ferociously invoke your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. Though I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within. The Chief Key Warden's reach is far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they have been made into fodder for experiments, or perhaps they have been transferred into the deeper circles. Yet, Hephaestus would never allow you to safe passage. He has left a trial for you to overcome. I speak of Hegmone? Key Warden of Abyssos. Though her presence is strained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities within her still, there is something else at work. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's because she's already been twisted by a mythos, doubtless against her will. Wolfmage Themis, we must rescue her from that cruel fate, and if we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage. Your allies make you bold, Ericthonius. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. And the 6th circle is unlocked. However, due to me having been streaming for about 4 hours,
Welcome to the spoof zone population.
no.
Gonna jump the scare now. What you gonna do?
Please no. I hate it when people use that and don't actually do a jump scare. Yeah, I was about to end. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed my stream. I hope you guys stop by again. Until next time, I've been with Mage 1011. I'll see you guys then. Bye!